Good afternoon and welcome to Turbo Tortise Tech. If you're new here, my name is Reese Peach from KFC or Wookie Triple XL, and in today's review, I'm going to do a live unboxing and test of the new Monster active noise cancelling. These ones are called the Persona active noise cancelling, and I'm really excited to get into this. If you guys don't know, Monster has been a brand that's been doing OEM for a number of notable other larger brands like Beats by Dre. They actually did the original Beats by Dre headsets. These are quite similar to that in their look and feel just based on the box. And I'm actually really not mad about that, because it means that all that time spent R&D is now available in a significantly cheaper package. These are Bluetooth 5 headphones with a quoted 30 hours worth of playback time. That's generally been pretty correct. I've had the Achieve series and some of the iSport series and the S310 and S110's Bluetooth speakers, and then the Adventurer Force, which took me literally days to keep remembering that name. It's a horrible name. All of the other stuff is actually named quite nicely. But back to these headsets, that should be pretty accurately represented. It's to the most part been about 95% of the quoted time, so they are quite accurate on that. It's not a stretch of the imagination. And just a little precursor, you might notice this tan headband over to my right over here. There was a user that was questioning my credentials of audio quality. So to that point, I thought I'd show you my daily drivers over here. You can see the headband is decently worn in. I have been using these for the better part of 5 years. The normal cups are this brown kind of color. These are just the standard black replacement ones because I've used them so long. I had to start replacing parts on them. I then also have a Thoniton Van der Hoek studio monitor setup, which is 70 watts of German power, and an Acoustic Research 250 watt sub. So we could say I take audio pretty damn seriously. So with that in mind, of daily driving 4,000 Rand audiophile headsets, I can't tell you how good these have been. Their price versus performance is pretty damn good. I mean, some other Bluetooth headphones are about 600 Rand, and those were pretty good. And the 1,000 Rand Icon ANCs were also really, really nice. They came with their own carry bag, which this does as well by the looks of things. And because of all of that, I'm like pretty damn excited to get into it. So without further ado, I'm going to start snaying over here. First portion of the episode, man versus packaging. There we go, finally. I have to say, for the price point and stuff, the packaging is like for 14,000 Rand headphones. It's kind of much better packaged than some of the other expensive headsets I've used. Oh, that just comes right out. That's kind of convenient. Here is, oh, this is a really nice shell. Monster embossed on the front of it there. Opening up, we have the headsets, which are foldable and collapsible, which fit in there absolutely no problems. A nice little mesh piece in here for storing your extra cables, your charging cables and stuff, which I'm assuming will be in this other little box. But these are practically the exact same setup as the Icon active noise cancellings, except for the fact that they're USB Type-C. They feel really good. They actually got a good weight to them. They're not going to be too heavy on the neck, I hope. Let's get it to the maximum size. Actually, these even are too big for me in the maximum size. The sound isolation without even being turned on is pretty damn good. That's kind of impressive, right? I have fat head syndrome. It's a real problem, okay? Some of us face, and these actually sit really, really comfortably on the head. The headband could be a little bit beefier. I wouldn't mind a little bit more cushioning there, but it's not annoying. It should be fine for a decent amount of time, and they're not too heavy, which is nice. My head doesn't feel like I'm getting free neck workouts. I'm not going to be an NFL player by the end of the week. Alrighty, so headset, but let's have a look at the accessories before we go any further. Alrighty, so in the accessories pack, this is quite interesting. There's a double jack split. Whatever could that be for? Unless there's a manual that will tell me. But this is interesting connector. It's a splitter for two monos with a stereo input. They do include this 3.5mm headset jack, which is really nice to have, because then you can connect to things that aren't Bluetooth compatible, like PCs, etc. How long is it? That's going to be the next question. Should be a decent length, knowing Monster. That's a good 1.5. Yeah, that's a 1.5 meter cable, which is pretty good as well. That's like my mom's whole height. She's like a whole 5 foot. That's quite nice. And then, oh, they're exactly the same as I saw with the Adventure of Force. Just a really nice USB Type-C. Also a pretty decent length, so you should be able to connect this up to a charger or adapter or power bank or whatever you would need to connect it to. It will run on 5 volts as per normal, and it does have a quick charge function. I did see that on the box. So these are quick charge enabled, which means I'll probably pull 5 volts 1 amp. Okay, so it will do 5 volts 1 amp on the charger, and that specification is on the inside of the thing. It has to be somewhere actually on the product if it's going to have a charging device like that. I like where they've done that and executed that. I'm kind of liking this gold, which I don't normally do. It is a little bit fingerprint sensitive, but it actually looks pretty nice. Like, I'm not a big fan of gold, to be honest. Ear cups are nicely done though. I have to say, oh, this is ridiculously soft for what's basically just an ear cover. I think it's to add protection for those of us that have satellite receivers. Then there's some nice cushion inside there, so your ear won't rub against the surface of it and get annoyed. That's actually a really nice touch. I have like kind of normal-ish, I suppose, flat ears. I don't know what normal would be in this instance, but that's pretty good. This is just so interesting for me. Oh, you know what this is for? I know exactly what this is for. This is for the aeroplane. In the arms of the aeroplane, they have a dual split mono system because they want you to use or buy their headsets. But now you don't have to. If you're traveling a lot, this should already have pipped your interest, because this can connect directly into those armchair pieces. That's exactly what this is for. This is for travel. With the KO case and stuff, I suppose that's not a surprise. Let me see how much I can actually get tucked into this thing here, because you would need probably all of your cables really. Let's see if they fit. A few moments later. This little basket is a little bit small, but I should be able to squeeze everything in there. I'm going to give it the good old college try. I'll wrap these back up with the cable memory. Wow, where's that little band? Bands make good. Bands make good. Okay, it's back like that. The answer is not quite, but if I stick it behind there, then we're more than good to go, I think. Let me try and do the full exercise of packing these up. Man versus headphones. Here we go. Oh, okay, it's rounded like that purposefully, so that fits in there, that fits in there. Okay, it's super easy, absolutely no problems getting absolutely everything into this really nice hard shell. Like, it's a proper hard shell. I'm sure you can hear that on the microphone. The surfacing of it's actually, this is real rubber. It's got that rubber stink, so yeah, that's why I'm sniffing it. I know it might seem a bit Joe Biden weird, but at least it's not a person, and it's just a random piece of rubberized hard shell. But that is an unboxed set of Monster headphones. So now what I need to do is go run over quickly and get my cell phone, connect up these bad boys, see what it tells me, battery meter, etc., if that's all there, and then have a listen on some tunes and give you my feedback.
A few minutes later.
Okay, so headset on. Nice power button, feels good. Power on. Oh, she's very nice, actually. They gave even improved voice. She sounds very polite, I have to say. Now, I should just be able to scan on my phone here, make these a little bit longer. I'm actually kind of impressed by how little I need to extend these. Might be maybe a little bit worse for people with smaller headphones, but there we go, Monster Persona. She says pairing. Yes, I would like to pair with the Monster Persona. Connected, and the battery meter is there once again. That's absolutely fantastic. They ship at 80%, which is really good because lithium actually likes to be charged up. Well, the rule is don't go below 20% or keep it charged up as much as possible. It's not like a good old NiCad that used to like to be completely discharged and then recharged for its battery memory. But lithium doesn't have that problem anymore. So this should be pretty good. I'm expecting a lot because the icons were pretty decent. So I can only hope that these are that 400 Rand more. They certainly feel 400 Rand more as far as quality goes. I think I'm going to go with The Weekend, Blinded by the Lights. Or even on the advert, I can hear these are pretty good. Oh wow. Okay, so I'm clearly having a good time with it. Typical Monster audio sound, right? They actually have like a bit of an EQ thing that they're doing, which I personally don't like that much. It's still very good. I would say if I'd spent 1,400 Rand on these, I would not be sad, especially if I'm traveling a lot. Actually, that's to that end, we need to test the active noise cancelling. Okay, cool. So there is a green light that comes on with the active noise cancelling. So this is the one thing. Now let's see if I'm playing music and do that, if we had some effect. Such a good track, man. The Weeknd really knocked it out of the park with that one. Easily the best song of 2020. These are easily good as well, I have to say. I like just about everything about them. The only thing is, like I say, this headband, just a little bit more padding, please, Master. Some of those overheads that are made from granite, I'm one of those people. So that I would change. As far as active noise cancelling goes, it's effective when music's playing, right? So when I do it like that by itself, there is some sound isolation, well actually quite a bit of sound isolation just from the headset themselves. But as soon as the music plays, okay, I'm having too much fun. Then I come back to what we were doing here. Okay, so they're good, dude. They're good. For 1,400 Rand for a wireless headset, they're damn good. And I suspect that with this, they will work without even being powered on, I would think. I hope these connect directly to the driver, because that will be absolutely fantastic. So let me give that a quick test and see if it works without them being powered on. Do these have pinhole microphones? They do have pinhole microphones. Hello, Benji. Hello, my naughty boy. Are you coming to say hello? Do you want to be in there to say hello to the peoples? Oh yeah, it's being picked up. Hey, say hello to the peoples, big boys. Yes, this is my big boy, and he always comes for a visit when I'm getting excited and having fun. So, but now it's time to say goodbye, Benji. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, they actually sound so different when they're connected directly. They're a bit more hollow. There's not quite so much treble. So that's like what I mean by the Monster audio sound. The bass and the mids are super, super rich. And then it just tops off a little bit like that. And it's only when you get to the top ends of the volume spectrum, which is loud. It's too loud. It's like uncomfortable. They sound so different. It's weird. Okay, so they sound like really different when they're connected to this or via Bluetooth. It's the same set of drivers, but I think the DAC inside here that's running the Bluetooth has its own EQ put on into it, and it is a little bit more attractive to the ear, I have to say. This is a bit, like I say, it's a bit kind of hollowed out in a way. There's just not that much, like, I don't know. And then, oh look, I was running them off. Let me try with power on and connected and see how they fare. Make sure my Bluetooth is off here. They sound different, so yes. A little bit too much bass, If you like a bassy sound, these will be very good for you. But the DAC inside it does have its own EQ, which I'm kind of for and against. I personally want it as flat as humanly possible so that the artist or the music producer's leveling comes into play more so than my leveling. But it's not a game ruiner. They're still pretty damn good, I have to say, for 1,400 Rand. And that active noise cancelling, when the music is playing, you cannot hear a thing. It's also got volume up and down on the side cap, which is kind of nice. I wonder if it affects it like this without it being connected on Bluetooth. Okay, no, so it's Bluetooth linked. Okay, so it is Bluetooth linked, so the volume is also Bluetooth linked. Look, for the build quality is significantly up as well on this set. This is a really, really nice set of headphones. It's even got little like meters on the side for how many mils you're going out, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And then there's like 2 adjustments per 5 mil layer. Like, Monster's trying hard. And I like that in a brand. So taking what they've learned from Beats, these are very Beats-esque. The mid-range ones that were about 2 grand something, those ones, I can't remember what they were called. I had a pair at one stage, which I gifted to a mate because obviously I had my semis, and they went wireless or anything like that. But overall, 1,400 Rand. This is a really nice travel kit. I wouldn't say you could use it as like a DJing set or something like that. You could do a twist cup off like kind of thing with them. They could go forward or backward from there somewhat comfortably. I know what 1 year sounds like. It's workable. It's workable. It could be used for that. But this specifically for travel is absolutely fantastic, especially because they, like I say, they include this adapter, which will then let you connect it in as you want to. And if you've got a laptop with a USB 3, which is pretty much every new laptop sold in the last 5 years, then you'll be able to fast charge these from your laptop with its Type-C connector, and 10 minutes of charge gets you 5 hours worth of playback time. That's their quoted. So I'd say even if you've got 4 of 10 minutes, to charge for 20 minutes, you're good for the whole day, effectively. So if you're on a plane or something like that, you can plug them in, use your laptop battery to charge them up. They wouldn't draw very much. I think there's only a 300 milliamp battery inside of here, if I'm not mistaken. It doesn't need a massive battery because they've efficiently set this up. I can't get over this build quality. These are just so nicely finished on the side. Monster just with another banging product. These are not like going to compete with 4,000 Rand Bose headsets. It's not the intention. It's for people that want to have something decent while they're going on as a travel companion with a really good battery life. Like I say, the bass reproduction in these is extreme. It's very 12-inch subwooferish. The top end's a little bit capped off. The treble and stuff could be tweaked up just a touch on their DAC. So if you do have equalizer on your phone, I would literally take your, I would say 13K, 10K and 7K or kilohertz, and just make a line with it up just a little bit like that, and these will be as close to perfect as damn it is to swearing. Anyway, that is all we have time for in this review. If you have enjoyed it, then please do hit us up with a like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the flip side. I said, ooh, I'm blinded by the lights.